Somebody was like, Papa Gut, we would really like you to watch this for some reason. My tics show my true feelings, agree or disagree. Now, I have tics myself. I'm supposed that they're talking to people with Tourette's. Do you have to have Tourette's to have tics? I don't really know. I'm not educated. Usually, when I get stressed, sometimes I'm usually just like doing my tics in general. I try to hide them. I think I do a decent job. But you know, when I get more stressed, I get more tics. It's for me. So I guess but I don't have a different tic if I'm like angry. I'm like, oh my god, I do something like weird. I just get like tics when I'm stressed in some capacity. But okay, I guess we could watch this.
Here, you. You're a piece of shit. I don't like you. You. That's just a tic. I promise.
How the fuck are you gonna do this? How are we gonna how did they get through this? You know what I mean? Like, what?
But
Probably took like 5 times longer just to get through this video with all like the cursing.
no.
I noticed something right off the bat that you guys probably didn't notice, and I'm gonna explain to you. And I'm gonna talk about it. If you notice, in most Spectrum videos, there's at least one black person per video. But in this video, there's no black people. In fact, they all look white. Now, the reason that might be is probably because of the comment that was just made in my chat. Which is, I had a white friend in the 5th grade with Tourette's, and he would say the N-word every single day in class. And I guarantee you that the reason that they don't have any black people with Tourette's is because they didn't want a bunch of white people just saying the N-word 500 times. I guarantee it. I fucking guarantee it.
We have Tourette's syndrome. Get with it, bitch.
All right. It bothers me when people laugh at my tics.
Probably. I don't like it when people acknowledge my tics in general. I like it when people just avoid it.
3, 2, 1, go.
Laughing at the tics is like even worse.
I have a lot of funny tics, whether it's just word tics, whether it's a big movement, whether it's my cussing tics. I also make social media content
I'm sorry, you can hear the other person, like people like screaming fuck.
on TikTok, exploring the funny sides of Tourette's and what it's like to live with Tourette's. And when I'm with my friends, we laugh at my tics because they're funny. Cow, moo. And when people laugh with me at my tics, then I feel more accepted and I feel more myself, and I feel like I can freely tic. But if you're laughing at me, that's a whole different story. If you're making fun of me,
Well, they said people laugh at your tics, so
that's drawing the line.
I realized that what would be way worse than being laughed at is if, like, my friends and peers.
Oh my god! Eric, what the fuck? Did you hear that?
Way worse than being laughed at is if, like, my friends and.
They left that in? Where the fuck did you leave that in? Did you hear what he said? He said Eric's a pedophile. What the fuck? It's terrible. I feel so bad for laughing, but this is making me laugh.
And peers and family were like trying to baby me, you know, and like be tiptoe around me and like walking on thin ice. Like I would.
This was a bad idea. You should have done this via video chat because this is not working out.
Much rather be like made fun of from somebody that I don't care about than like know that I'm being treated differently by the people in my life just because I have this thing.
Sometimes I'll say something like just kind of mean, all around really insulting to someone. At that point, it's like the only way to play.
I'm gonna listen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry here, but just tell me that it doesn't sound like the background doesn't sound like the Doug theme song. What the fuck I just did there?
Played off, if it's like a friend, of course, is to like laugh at it, be like, wow, that's such a ridiculous thing I just said. What? So it's definitely
like, especially like the ending when it just goes like, you know what I'm talking about? What the fuck is this? You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know.
it does depend on the tick.
anyone
I'm
who like
tripping, yeah,
laughs at me,
probably.
like they're my boys, like, or like I just met them, like yeah, like laugh at my Twitches. I don't
I'm
care,
sorry.
Like, I don't care. If you don't laugh, you're gonna look at me weird. Then I'm gonna be like, yo, what the fuck you looking at, bro? Like, the fuck? Everybody here is laughing. You just look at me. That's like disrespectful right there, you know?
I think it definitely is a distinction of laughing at someone rather than with them. Again, using common sense.
Bro, like the worst thing though is I feel like just from the way that you feel. I don't have verbal tics, but I feel like the worst tics are like the body tics, because sometimes like my tics are so much worse when I'm like by myself, especially when I'm stressed. Sometimes I'll have to whip my head back and forth like Willow Smith. And like it hurts, but it has to hurt, or else I won't be able to like satisfy the urge. It's really bizarre.
It's like summer.
Fuck
you. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
First.
Okay.
I went to a restaurant a couple weeks ago, and wow, I was ticking pretty bad. Wow, fuck off. And the table across from me started like laughing at me and trying to get me to tick, and like wow, just
That's
treating me
fucked
like
up,
a
bro.
sideshow more than anything. And that was really not appreciated.
Okay, so this is fun. So there's hot takes that our audience has submitted, which are assumptions that they make about people with Tourette's.
I didn't know what they're about to ask.
That guy looks like he's gotta take a shit. Probably a fucked up tick, bro.
Having sex is hard because of my tics.
That's all interesting. Me personally, I don't think I tick when I'm having sex. I never even noticed that before.
It makes it better. I call it the twitch stroke. That's what I was calling it, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, gosh.
I hit him with the twitch stroke, and like I could go for like hours, all night, 6 hours. It's like endurance.
What? What the fuck are you talking about, dude? That's weird. That has nothing to do with Tourette's. Also, what happened? Did you like grab your dick hard and like break it so you don't have like feeling anymore? Also, women don't like 6 hours worth of sex. They don't. It's boring. I have better things to do. I have a life. Okay, I want to fuck and then watch like The Walking Dead, and so does my fiance. We don't have time for this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I twitch sometimes here and there, but it's like they don't care. Like they like it. It's weird.
It's okay for people with Tourette's to say the N-word if it's a tick.
I told you. That's why there's no black people here. Or else it'd be a fucking Mario Judah concert right now. You know it's true. You know it's true, brother. I mean, like, what are you supposed to do? Like, you can't. Is it okay? I mean, like, I feel like I don't want to say yes or no. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's just life. I mean, you can't control it. Bro, the second that somebody said the N-word, this dude fucking blew it off, brother. Holy shit. Bro, this fucking guy. Holy fuck, what did I tell you? I told you the only reason that there are no fucking black people there is because you're gonna hear a bunch of fucking N-words going on right now. Listen to this.
Say the N-word if it's a tick.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
I have that tick, and you know.
Of course, it's like the whitest fucking Minecraft player. He probably plays fucking COD. It's just a tick. Don't ban me. You know, dude, come on. The whitest kid in the room has the N-word tick. That fucking cursed for life, bro.
No, it depends on the context of the situation. You know, if you're like an actual really shitty person and you enjoy saying it, and someone's like, oh yeah, like I really want to say this word, but it's okay because I have Tourette's. People will just excuse it as a Tourette's. When really, no, it's not okay.
Bro, I hate talking about it because I think it's a mixture between my Tourette's and like I guess my ADHD. That like sometimes I feel like I have to say things and like it takes a lot of control not to, but like I hate when we get to these segments because it just makes me it just fucks me up, bro.
But you know, with this certain tick, I sometimes don't know when it's coming and I have no control over holding it back.
It's not right for anyone to say that if they, you know, aren't black. But the thing is,
it's a fucking tick,
involuntary. Bro. You can't control having this disorder. You can't control what you say. But I still agree that, like,
the one guy who strongly agrees. I feel like, how is it not okay, bro?
Don't say it unless you have the right to say it.
I would just say that I'm only over here because it's the way the Tourette's works in my mind, and probably a lot of others, it's like what you want to do or say.
You just get a word in your mind and then you just start saying it, bro. Like, I get it.
At least is the thing that your Tourette's wants you to do or say the most.
Verbal tics sometimes show your true feelings.
I
So
wonder.
I can sit here. Fuck you. You're a piece of shit.
I know.
I don't like you. Fuck you. That's just a tick. I promise.
I figured.
But
Well, it's probably because she's thinking that, so maybe it does
you
in
know,
some
I
cases.
can go around saying I want a boyfriend, but do I actually want a boyfriend? Maybe not. Maybe
Somebody just called her a slut.
I do. I don't know. It kind of depends.
I have some vocal tics where I call them my truth tics, and I'll be like, do you want to know a secret about this person? And then I'll be like, you have hair, or you're tall. Like, it's things like that. So in those cases, it's not
He's
really
wearing
my
teal.
feelings.
Teal for Tourette's.
What the fuck?
Like, sometimes I will say what I'm feeling, but most of the times it's just coming from somewhere in my brain that I
Mom
have
jeans.
no idea. These are mom jeans. The most comfortable.
That sounded like a truth tick to me, because those were mom jeans.
Dating
Mom jeans
is
are kinda hot.
hard. 3, 2.
Dude, this guy's sweating profusely, bro. Did you notice that? Holy fuck.
1, go.
And this girl hasn't talked at all, I think. Bro, dating is hard regardless of whether you have Tourette's. How the fuck are people saying strongly disagree?
I don't think Tourette's makes it hard. Not at all. Like, to be honest, no. I think it's just hard in like this generation nowadays. It's just hard, dude. You can't. That's it. But Tourette's never affected me with like finding somebody, you know.
I agree that dating in general is hard. Adding my personal Tourette's on it, it makes it 100 times harder. Every single second of every day.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a fucking feminist and you have Tourette's, who the fuck's gonna want to date you?
I'm ticking.
Probably yelling out there, kill all men every 5 fucking seconds. Look at her hair,
Whether
dude.
you notice it or not is
Fucking liberal piece of shit. It's a joke.
a different story.
It's a joke.
Like, I've literally gone on dates and just been so anxious and been ticking so much that I ended up leaving, and like the other person seems visibly uncomfortable. So it just takes that much harder to find someone who's willing to commit.
Is little things where, like, you know, I can't cuddle with someone because the second they touch
Imagine having Tourette's on the south side of Chicago.
me, I like tense up and I'm just like, you know, all the
Bro, this guy doesn't get any pussy. Come on, bro. We already know. Come on, dude. Give it up.
oh, I do want to cuddle with them. So yeah, it really just depends on the severity. But for me, it hasn't been so bad. But just because I don't
Sorry, dog. I don't mean to be rude.
believe that it's hard doesn't mean that her believing it is hard is invalid.
Yeah, definitely with things like cuddling or hand holding, I feel very restricted and my tics are like, let's break out right now. So that's a bit difficult, but I think if you find the right person that isn't just with you to pity you because of your condition, then it's, wow, a lot easier.
I feel very lucky. I've been with my boyfriend now for almost 6 years.
Wow.
When we first got together, we were friends for quite a while beforehand, and so he very much knew the severity of my tics, and because he saw my tics probably at their worst and at their best. Even when
It's not like the person is snoring. Me too. This is a boring story. I don't care.
I was dating before we were together, I'm very upfront about my TS from the get-go because I found that it's almost like a, I don't know if the word is litmus test, but my tics make it so that the people who are around me are generally better people, and because they're people who are more accepting and more understanding.
But that's my issue, is finding the right person, because I'm upfront that I have Tourette's and I tell them like the severity of it. They see my TikTok, they see my Instagram, and then I get ghosted.
What's your TikTok? The fuck?
And then I get swiped left on.
Wait, you can watch the videos in Spanish now?
Hablemos de pasatiempos. Yo hago yoga.
Cuando los chicos escuchan que
Wow. I don't care.
Or they find someone else.
Has anyone ever lost a relationship because of Tourette's?
It's just my other, you know, terrible personality traits, not the Tourette's.
I mean, Jacob, you do seem like a fucking serial killer, bro. So maybe you shouldn't out yourself too much.
Like anybody who is going to break up with somebody because of their TS, I think a lot of people don't want to seem ableist, so they're going to find some other reason to tell you. So for all I know, maybe I have been broken up with because of my TS, but who knows? Like,
I mean, I get it. If you don't want to date somebody with Tourette's, it could be a little embarrassing. I think it's pretty cool, you know? To be like just sitting in like a restaurant and like, that guy's a fucking asshole. And then like the person was just like, yeah, fucking asshole. They just yelling at the person or something. You know what I mean? Once you get those truth ticks going, I would think it's funny. I think it's great.
I have lost opportunities.
I would be a really shitty person, I feel like, to date, because like I have somebody with verbal tics, because I might encourage it just as a joke, which I know is terrible, and that's probably triggering, but
Because of my disability. 3, 2, 1, go.
probably.
Since you're the only one over there, why do you, if you don't mind me asking,
Maybe
why
she
do
just does
someone
OnlyFans.
disagree?
I feel like I haven't necessarily lost opportunities because of my TS. I've had some cases where I don't go after opportunities because of it, but I haven't necessarily had somebody tell me no just because of my TS. It would
Well, yeah, you'd have to like make the assumption that they're discounting you for your Tourette's, which is very possible.
have been for other reasons.
I had to drop out of school due to my Tourette syndrome. I was asked to leave certain classes. I was asked to leave a Starbucks once. At a Tourette convention, I was asked to leave a place, and all of us had Tourette's, but I was the only one.
Could you imagine being at a Tourette's convention and being asked to leave for your tics? How does that even happen? It sounds like something's going on with you, boy. What's going on? You got asked to leave a Tourette's convention for having Tourette's? I feel like that's impossible. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. What is happening?
One with coprolalia, or the only
Probably
one
says bad things. Probably.
with cussing tics. And then I also can't keep
Oh,
a
cussing
job
tics.
because I would get yelled at by the customers. Yes, the job was aware that I had Tourette's and aware that I couldn't control it, but then the customers would make a scene, and then therefore I couldn't work. Therefore, made my anxiety worse. Made my
That's shitty. Like, who cares? Like, if they started cursing, like, just wear a thing that says, like, oh, I have Tourette's. I'm like, all right. I would think it's pretty, like, oh, fuck you. I was like, all right, I deserve it. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, I deserve it. Oh, you're an asshole. Yeah, it's true.
and ultimately it ended up me having to go on disability because I wasn't allowed to work.
That's fucked.
In high school, like, ever since I started playing sports, I was really good, but the coaches
I'm a dropout.
all the
Loser. Just kidding. I'm a dropout, too. But I got my GED. It's kind of a shame that I was a dropout because I was a straight A student.
coaches always just, like, hated on me, like, always said something about me, and that's why I wouldn't play. So I had to transfer schools, like, 3 times. I was good at football, and, like, I couldn't play the first 5 games. So
Why?
Like, just, like, it, like, lessened my opportunities to get offers, you know? It was
Why couldn't they play those games? Was it because of, like, their tick interfered with it?
general
Or
mind, but, like, after that, I was just,
Dude, stop. Bro, I can't believe you just said that. This motherfucker goes, it sounds like Angry Birds right now. You're a piece of shit. This is terrible.
but, like, obviously, like,
Oh, a
now I have
transfer
great
rule.
opportunities come
Okay.
my way because I don't give a shit. I'm living my life, so, like, you know, I don't regret nothing that I did, you know?
I haven't had like many opportunities to lose, but like it definitely impacts what I'm able to do. Like for example, I do like swim
It does sound like
in
Angry
school,
Birds.
and sometimes I have to like stop and take a break because my tics are so bad that I like can't swim. So like things like that will happen where it definitely does affect. Luckily, I have not drowned yet.
Okay, good.
Yet, yeah, keyword.
I used to work retail before my tics got bad, and similar to you, it manifested in me cussing out a lot of customers.
Maybe they got the ticks because they got the COVID-19 vaccine, guys. That was a joke. I have to say that because you guys will fucking flag my videos for jokes on that stuff. I'll cry.
So I didn't keep that job for very long afterwards, and beans, fuck you.
Fair.
After that, I have failed every single interview that I've tried to.
Could you imagine putting like a canary or whatever the bird's called in this room, and like when they, because one of them ticks, the other, like all of them have like the same tick for a second, and then all of a sudden you got a bunch of birds like saying the same thing. What bird am I talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Is it a mockingbird? That would be funny if they called it that. You get my point.
To go to, so I've kind of just given up on getting rehired, but hopefully
A parrot.
going back to online school.
Parrot. Why didn't I know the word parrot? Fuck me,
I
bro.
was also forced to drop out of that. So
I do like engineering and sound stuff, but
That doesn't count. Fuck you. I'm sorry. No, it
I
counts.
I can work from home, and I don't have a lot of face-to-face
Jesus Christ.
with clients. When I'm on like a Zoom meeting or something for a project.
I wish one of them was like, yeah, I want to be a voice actor, because that would be interesting.
I make sure to have the push to talk so I don't scream while all these people are doing things.
I feel like I'm very good at suppressing my tics, which I know none of us like to do.
She probably meant
but
that,
every
yeah.
job that I've ever had has been like a lot of like backstage stuff. So if my tics are too bad and I can't suppress them, my employers have always been very good about finding me something to do where I'm not face to face.
Okay.
I wish I was born without Tourette's.
True.
3, 2, 1.
I mean, at this point, I just don't care anymore. But like, yeah, it'd be
Go.
easier. I feel like that's like a defense mechanism almost, where it's like I've learned to live with it for so long and like I've accepted it, so I'm not gonna say it's a negative, because there's no way that anybody would choose. It's like legitimately distressing, unless that one girl just likes being on unemployment or welfare or whatever. Maybe that's true.
I mean, I've had it since I was 7, so like, fuck, it's been hard, you know. And I got brain surgery for it. Finally, I've like 50% better, but I used to be like non-stop, just like body movements, leg twitching when I walk.
That's rough, man. This guy seems to have like the worst Tourette's out of all of them. If he had to get brain surgery
I
for
was
it.
high as fuck, just smoking weed all day. And like after surgery,
Yeah, I could see that. I could see how like maybe weed lessens the tics or something.
stopped smoking for 4 months, but I would like, why not? Like, I'd like to experience life without Tourette's, without having to be freaking taking pills, like twitching out uncontrollably.
I've told this to people and they don't understand, but like, I don't know what it feels like to relax. I don't know what it's like to go to a movie at a theater and not be just stressed and miserable and barely able to pay attention.
Bro, that tick she's doing right now is just fucking triggering the shit out of me. I don't know if that's a tick or like OCD.
And not
Like, see what she's doing right now?
And miserable and barely able to pay attention.
Like she has to like do like her whole thing. I've done that before where I have to go around like my whole wrists. But then like also there's like a tick I have. I don't know if it's a tick or OCD, but like where I do like this, I have to get like over like all of my fingernails and stuff. And then like I'll just casually do it. And then usually I have to do this and I have to like go through all my palms and everything. It's so fucking weird, bro. And like it's kind of like, I don't know if I've ever done these on stream before, but it's like fucking like freaking me the fuck out right now, dude.
The entire time.
I've been asked that same question. My instant answer is always no. No hesitation. Even though I go through all of that turmoil, all of that stress, and all of the, honestly, trauma because of it, it's made me the person I am today. Like, I know way more about myself and my mental health and being socially aware of, like, the person I am. And I think the pros definitely outweigh the cons. There's a lot of cons, physically, for myself. But I'd rather, for the sake of humanity and people and advocacy and loving people, I'd much rather deal with this so that I can be there for everybody else.
I'm so glad that I was introduced to the Tourette's community, which, by the way, are the most amazing people you'll ever meet.
There's no way, bro. They're constantly yelling the N-word. How could you say that?
Every person with Tourette's, and I'm not even joking when I say this, always has some unique talent. All of them are the nicest people, and they have a really good outlook on life. I wouldn't trade the friends that I've made in the community for anything.
I feel like my TS has given me so much more empathy for people, and I feel like it's such a part of who I am. I'm very passionate about the talents within the Tourette community. I actually for the past 7 years have been hosting an event called Artistic Expressions, where I just showcase talents of people with Tourette syndrome when we're doing something that we really love to do. So for me, it used to be when I was reading books or when I was singing or when I was dancing, I would stop ticking. And I think that might be why so many people have such creative outlets, is because that is the only time sometimes where we can just feel still.
For me, it's playing an instrument. Most of the time it's guitar, and when I pick it up, I don't tick at all. I actually got introduced to the Tourette community by showing up at Rihanna's event and just finding out that everybody was like the same. It's like, oh yeah, that person plays drums, this person reads poetry, this person does that, and nobody's ticking while they're doing it.
It's almost like magic.
It's magic.
It is magic.
How was this experience for you guys today?
Amazing.
I enjoyed it.
Really,
Good.
I thought it was fun.
That is officially a wrap.
Yay!
And we brought you some Jubilee merch to.
Oh, yay.
Oh, how exciting.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh no, they put a black person in there.
Oh, and I've been looking for new stickers.
Can I take a picture with all of you, actually?
Yeah.
You saw they only had her in there for like 3 seconds. You know that one motherfucker like blasted at her, dude. You know it.
I shake too much to take it, so do you think you can take it real quick?
Free propaganda. You're an asshole, dude.
Beans!
Beans. All right, interesting. That was an interesting video. That was hey, Sussy. Sussy.